Good morning, guys. Good morning, good afternoon. We will get started in a few minutes. Just gonna catch up on some YouTube stuff. Some Twitter stuff, and then we'll get charting. You guys should be able to hear me all good. Right, let's have a look at some Twitter requests, and then we'll get started on the YouTube. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Guys, TPET is just going to move with oil. I know they had news as well. Let's see what the news was. It's first sale of shipment, successful shipment, I'm assuming, on that play, on TPET. So it's just going to push the rest of the plays, Indo, Husa, a lot of them. So they're all going to move together. That's how it was. It looks like TPET always is leading the way, although it is a sub $1 play at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if it does get over $1 soon with the way it is moving. But it's still got to go another 100% from where it is. You know, so it's at the moment it is very bullish, but it's difficult to know what's going to happen. IVP, I've just posted IVP now. IVP, very simple trade to look at. Extremely downtrend, strong downtrend, no reason to enter unless it breaks above. That's simply how I would look at it. Let me see this CSE, what's happening here? This one is now just consolidating around here. It needs other levels first. So you have 0.29, and then you have 0.32, 0.325, and then you have 0.375. And then you have 0.4. So you still have a lot of levels. So when people ask me, can it see at level? Can we see, for instance, someone just asked me, right? They asked me, can they see 0.4, right? We don't know. We don't know if it's going to see 0.4, okay? But what I can tell you is that we have to look at the chart and identify what are the next resistance levels before getting to that level, right? So all we have to do is we can use a larger time frame, 1 hour, whichever you decide. Okay, so what we will do is we can look left and see where are the next resistance levels before 0.4, so we can see maybe what's this. We have 0.3 is a resistance level. We have here's another level, 0.31. We can even use this. Then we have another level around here, and then we have another resistance around here. So you have, now we go to the 5 minute and identify, okay, what is happening with this play? We've identified that if it wants to get to 0.4, it has to break above 0.3, 0.328, 0.363, and 0.4, right? Yes, there is a chance, obviously, that it can get there, but I don't know if it will. It has to break these levels first, right? I'm not going to tell you what price the stock will go to because I have no idea. I trade based off technicals. I look at what the levels are, and if there is a potential of them running, then great. But at the moment, it is looking like it's coming down. But your next resistance level is 0.3. That is what you should focus on first. Don't try and hold for 0.4, because if you're going to try and hold for 0.4 from now, right, you're holding for a 45% move. How realistic is a 45% move on a play? How many times does that happen? Not very often, right? Sizu is a former runner. This is just basically, this is might run today. Up 80% yesterday. At the moment, I would say it is still in a downtrend, which is bearish. Therefore, I wouldn't be looking for any entries on this. So for me, nothing until it breaks above like 9.65. That's how I would look at it. NIVF. NIVF is good. I like this setup. I'm expecting this to hopefully push to the upside. Very bullish yesterday, 74%. This is what I would predict on this play. So we can move it to here if we want to. 1.89, right? personally, I would keep it here. So let's say 1.66, right? So if we keep, I'm just going to keep this here for now because this is what I have charted. But we can see the reason why I've marked this is simply because this was previous resistance. Look here, you see rejection, rejection. Finally, it broke above. Now we are forming a bullish pennant, meaning we do expect price to break out. But if it breaks below this level, okay, there is a high probability that it will come down to around this level and then hopefully reverse off that level, right? So like this would be my prediction if it breaks below, right? So that's what I have on this play on NIVF. AMST is right here. This looks like the strongest setup. I got to the 3.45, which is exactly what I wanted perfectly. So that is kind of the main focus for now is 345. And then let's see what other levels there are. If I've marked them, I don't think so. 345 was here. Let's look left. Here's your next resistance level around here. Let's say 415. So 415 is your next resistance level on this play. So that is what you could focus on for next. But yeah, right now it has not broken above. If it breaks above this, so that means if you get a candle closed above like this, as I always try and illustrate to you guys. Here, if the candle closes above, there is a high probability that we will see another candle doing the exact same thing, right? Continuing to go up like this. But if the candle wicks down like this and gets a rejection, then it will probably keep going down like this, right? So that's how simple it is. If the candle closes above like this, then you will probably see continuation to the upside and possibly to 415. So that is what you have now on AMST. AGBA is down 10% because it did run, what, 18% yesterday. I am expecting a breakout on this as long as it holds this level here. Here is your demand zone, this level, this 1 hour, we can use this 1 hour demand zone. So here to here. Here is your 1 hour demand zone. So at the moment, it is looking like it's possibly going to reverse off this and possibly break to the upside, but we have to see. This is your 1 hour demand zone. 1 hour demand zone. So I've marked this here. So this is the demand zone. So if this breaks below here, then we can wait for it to come into the demand zone. Then we can see hopefully it will push. All right, so we have to, ideally, I would wait for it to come into demand zone, but also it is predicted to break out, but we need to see if it does bounce off this, reverse off that level. CSSE, yeah, I just went over CSSE. So at the moment it is setting up for a falling wedge, so it should break to the upside. It should start moving and going up now. These are your levels. So this is a falling wedge, which is a bullish chart pattern. So I predict that this will break out and push to the upside. However, you do have 0.28 as that resistance. But for me, the prediction was what I said before, which was broke above that 0.28. It's retesting it, and now it's going up. If this isn't clear for you guys, I will show you so you can see it easier. Here was resistance, right? Broke above the resistance. Look, we broke above, pulling back to the support level, which is here, around here, and maybe we can push up now. So maybe this would be good entries if you want to try it. I'm not touching it. I don't trade sub $1 plays. X4, 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 X4. X4, nothing. It needs to get above this level, 1.36. Maybe it's doing this at the moment. Simple break above, retest it around here, and now maybe it will go up. So you could maybe try some if you wanted to. Up to you, up to you, up to you. Needs volume. NKGN. Here's your NKGN. It looks like it's breaking below this, so it doesn't look good at the moment. Low volume, minus 13% today. Yeah, bearish, bearish, bearish at the moment. Bearish, bearish, bearish. Bearish at the moment. Rightio, let me focus and find on some plays. What else is moving here? Let me just sort out some other top gainers. Anything updated recently? AMST, Wimi, nothing really, to be honest. So nothing's really changed since earlier. BOF, let me have a look at this one. So BOF did not break out of this bullish pennant, but at the moment on the 5 minute, it is in a downtrend, right? This is a very easy trade to take because there's no reason to be entering this, right? Why are you going to try and enter stock if it is in a bearish downtrend? If the stock breaks above, as I always mention, breaks above the resistance, right? Like this. If it breaks above, then you can look for an entry. But every time you can see rejection here, rejection down. If it closes above, then probably the next candle has a higher probability of going up than going down, right? We don't know what's going on with this at the moment though. So right now it's no reason to be getting in. Yeah, downtrend, correct. Maybe it's trying to reverse here. We can see on the 5 minute, it looks like it is trying to reverse. GDHG for 13% yesterday. What is the stock? Golden Heavens. So GDHG, there is nothing on this for me personally. If I was to look at the chart, we have to go to the daily here. The daily, I know we can't see the pre-market, but it doesn't matter. Just to give you an identify what levels and what is going on with this play is a very easy chart, right? So for me, I would not be touching this because I know that it's in a strong downtrend. However, we notice that maybe it's trying to find a support here, 0.2203. So maybe this might be good possible entries, but at the moment it is very bearish. There's no sign of reversal yet for me personally. KULR. KULR reversed off demand zone at the moment. This was your previous resistance. Okay, so we can put this in orange. Previous resistance. Maybe now it's breaking above it, retesting and coming down. We can update this and put this as your demand zone on the 4 hour. So the reason why this is the particular 4 hour candle, if anyone can tell me, is simply because last red candle before the move to the upside, which is this. So therefore we just put 4 hour demand zone just to identify what's going on. And like that, right? So that is what you have for this. So maybe it's pulling back into demand zone like this. Maybe it's pulling back and then it'll push up, right? So that's what you could look for on KULR. This will be my prediction. I'll put it on Twitter for you to make you happy. Prediction. For those who have just joined the Discord today, okay, for those who are joined, I'm assuming you're from here, or if you're in the YouTube, please go onto the premium floor and click on Pro Traders floor, and then go onto the Start Here section. Or you can just go onto the Start Here and then click on that, and then go through the channels there. There's an intro video Hassie's done, and a bunch of other channels. So please go through that. Once you've gone through all of that, then ask us questions, because the reason why we've done these YouTube the video intro videos, because it answers every single question you guys have about the Discord. If it's not clear, once you've watched it, then feel free to ask. But the questions that you might ask will be answered already. So watch the intro video. SOUN, very bullish sector. I sold this thing on Monday for an idiot. I sold it here at 3.6, bought at 3.62 and I sold at 3.63. The sector in general, you can see is bullish because we have broken out of the downtrend on this, right? So look, this is the same sector as, this is AI theme. So look, breakout, right? Now if we go to BBAI, okay, identify on BBAI, exactly the same chart. Look, you see? So now this looks bullish as well. So they're the exact same chart, they follow the same way, just because they are in the same sector, that's all. That is why it's important, if you like to trade stocks that are in the same sector, you just play the sympathies. For example, if you see SOUN running, this will probably follow, right? If you see the weed plays running like Tilray, okay, then all you will do is get into CGC, ACB, and so on. ZPTA, nothing on this, nothing on this. Hey, did you figure out? Yeah, I finally got my account back. They responded to me. They just suspended my account so no one could get on. And then I just changed they told me to reset my password and then I got in. They literally messaged me this morning. So very happy with that because it's linked to all my stuff, like my upgrade chat and a bunch of other things, which is good. And I had like the Nitro thing. So it's all sorted. Thank you though. Thank you. Thank you. So look here, what you can do is as well, something to look at, right? This, you see this black area here, this black range here. This is intraday from yesterday. So what was the high of intraday within this? You can see this was yesterday's high, okay, so 170. So now we can look right and see where the stock's pulling back to. So maybe ZPTA might be pulling back to this 170 level. Let's do it on the 15-minute to get a cleaner chart. So maybe ZPTA is doing this. Look, you see we have previous high of day right here. Previous high of day, maybe it will pull back to this level. Don't be surprised if it does and it starts to reverse. So you can see what's happening. Look, it's come below, maybe it's going to retest here and then push up, right? So this is my prediction for ZPTA. Let me put an arrow here to make it easy and clear for you guys to see. I wish I could change the font size, but I can't. Yesterday's high. So maybe it's going to retest this and then push up. Keep an eye on this one level. What is it? 170. So 170 psychological level. Also, guys, one thing to note, because I know a lot of you guys request charts, which is perfectly fine. I enjoy doing it and I don't mind. But one thing I could ask is if you could just, all you could do is just look at my page and go through the charts, because I understand maybe it's time consuming, you don't want to do it, but I'm not going to post the same chart when someone just asked me a couple minutes ago, right? So to save yourself hassle and myself, just go through my charts and you will be able to find the ticker, because I've probably already done it. Just to help you out. So here's your bullish pennant on this. Right, let me see what else is moving. BOF broke downtrend, but next struggling BOF. BOF. Yeah, I wouldn't even say it broke a trend line. It hasn't broke the trend line. See how this hasn't broken it? Wick rejection, wick rejection. I don't know, for me, if I was trying to get in this trade, if I was to enter this trade, I would wait for this break, 215. I personally would wait for 215. If you get above 215, then maybe you can look for entries, because you know then it's definitely broken the downtrend, you know then it's broken a resistance, and then it has high probability of going from 215 to, what is this, 11% to 240. So that's how I would look at this trade. I mean, yeah, you could even say, look, downtrend at the moment. I'll just say watch for 215 break. That's what I would do on this. BOF, watch for 215 break above. So that just means, guys, when I post a chart like this, right, you should not be trying to enter anything within a downtrend. If you see a downtrend, that basically means that it's no entries. You know, if a trend breaks, meaning the trend goes from bearish to bullish, if it breaks above, there is a high probability to go up. So you have to simply just wait for the trend to break. If it doesn't break, you don't enter. That is why you have to be patient and disciplined, because you can't just enter any old play, because then you're just going to be gambling. Oh, you think it's going to go up because it's up 64%. That's a BS excuse. There's no reason for that. That means nothing. Stock can be up 1,000,000%, but it doesn't, and it's still in the downtrend. It doesn't mean that it's going to break it because it's up a certain amount. So you have to wait for it to break above. If it breaks above, then yes. Riskier entries if it breaks above the white line, safer entries if it breaks above the yellow line, and so on. This is your high of day right here. So keep that on watch. AMST, I do like this setup. It's just consolidating right now. Nothing really going on with this. ZPTA, yeah, like I mentioned, it might get around this level, which is pretty good. AGBA breaking below this now, so we could just remove this level simply like that. So instead of this being an ascending triangle as I had before, now it looks like it's pulling into demand zone, right? So this is your 30-minute candle here. So 30-minute, let's move to 30-minute demand zone. 30-minute demand zone. So now we can see what? That this is pulling back into demand zone. For me, I like to play stocks that pull back into demand zone because there is a high probability to go up. I'm not going to try and buy a stock here because it can probably still go down. I'm not going to buy a stock here because it's at resistance and it might go down. I know if it comes down to this level, this is a strong area of support. If we look left, we have a strong area of support here, strong area of support here. So what I will do is I'll wait for it to get into here. If it does, then maybe I will look for entries, maybe, if it gives me my setup. So just because it's in a demand zone, that doesn't give me enough entry point to enter the trade. I have to wait, personally. This might even be in a bullish pennant setting up, if we see here. So always when I trade, okay, it's a little bit biased because I try and just charts plays that look bullish, or I try and make it as bullish as possible. But obviously with my experience, I know that some of them have a high probability of setting up. That's why I do post only bullish setups, because usually they do work out. But the issue is that a lot of times you cannot just force the setup, right? It takes a lot of practice. With me, I know when I see these kind of setups, I know what kind of chart it's setting up for. Rather than just thinking and trying to make it bullish is different to actually getting it to chart in the way that it should be set up, right? So like this has one touch here, two touch, three touch, one touch, two touch, three touch. So this is a very strong setup at the moment, but although it means that it's going to break out, it should break out. That's what's expected, okay? For me, what I'm going to do is, since it's close to open, I'm simply just going to wait. I'm going to wait until market opens, and then I'll look for my entries, because the price action isn't the same now. It still has 30 minutes to open. There's a lot of, the volume's all over the place, so I'm not really that confident. Once you're in a position, do you proactively set a sell order your first price, or do you watch it casually? So when I enter a trade, since my broker doesn't have a group order like Webull, I only use Webull for pre-market, but in Dubai, I have a broker. Well, most brokers, you can't use a group order. So what I do is I enter the trade with 1,000 shares, for instance. I'll put it at my stop loss or my position. And then once it's getting close to my first target, I'll remove my stop loss and sell at least 50% of my position, 70%. And then just move my stop loss from where it was to around my entry. That's kind of how I do it. It seems complicated and it seems difficult, but I've been doing this for 3-4 years. So for me, it's not that difficult. But yeah, that's what I do. But if you have Webull, you can set a stop loss and a limit sell at the same time. So whichever one executes first is good. So you'd have to keep moving around. That's why I'm only usually in one play unless it's a very slow trade. That is usually what I do. So yeah, sometimes it's a little bit a lot because I'm trying to I do live trading as well and give the alerts at the same time. It's like, it's a lot, but I mean, I've gotten much better at it. But when I don't do live trading, it's a lot easier for me to do it. So I have to be a lot more focused when I do live trading. Right, guys, I'm going to go over my watch list, and then I've got to go run and do a quick errand, and then I'll be back at open. So BOF, let's have a look. Nothing on this. As I mentioned, you have to wait for the trend line to break. If you are trying to enter this trade now, you're gambling. You might as well go to the casino. Maybe it's in a bullish pennant here, but for me, I don't know. I would just simply wait for the trend to break. Otherwise, nothing. AMST, just keep this on watch, 61%. 349, 350 is your resistance level. ZPTA, this is looking extremely, extremely good. I really like this because look what's happening. On the 5-minute, we are starting to find an area of support around here. So this looks very good. This is, I'm expecting a reversal on this for sure. So let's see, former runner, all those things are adding up for me to possibly get into this trade. 15 minutes turning green. ZPTA. Right. Let me check what else is moving. Add CYTO. CYTO. I will keep it on watch. This is a former run as well, so I'll just keep this on watch. Thank you. All right, so let me continue. TPT. Okay, so what else was there? AGBA. AGBA is in this bullish pennant here. We were going on about this one. Looking good. Should push up from here. NIVF. Nothing really on this. The volume is slowing down, but this was a runner yesterday and the day before. SOUN, strong bullish sector. There's nothing more I can really say than literally play the trend. Your resistance is 477. TRSG for me, nothing on this unless $8 breaks. I'll remove that. WISA, this just ran yesterday. I'm not really too interested on it, so I'm going to remove it off my watch list. I'm trying to just keep only the top movers. BOF is here. Maybe it's trying to reverse here. This looks very good now. This is probably going to go, so maybe it's worth entries here. BOF on now, under $2. CYTO is trying to reverse. TPET is just oil play. CSEE still in this falling wedge, still expected to break out, but make sure you have a stop loss. WIMI, this is more for Hassie. I'm not interested in these orange plays. These are just sub $1 plays. Hook. Here, I'll put this on Twitter. So wait for trendline break. Hook. Hook. All right. So hook is, oh, for goodness sake, man. Hook, wait for downtrend break. So this one, you just have to wait for the trend line to break, and then maybe you can look for entries on that. CSSE coming to an end of its falling wedge, hopefully. Hopefully it runs, bro. CSSE, I just went over that one. BTCM, what is this? I've seen this. Bitcoin miner? Yeah, this just runs a Bitcoin, bro. This is blockchain. So this is going to run with Mara. I think Mara had earnings or whatever, whatever it was up earlier, I think. But yeah, bullish right now. Your next resistance level is right where it's at. And then you have here, and then you have here. These are your levels. So this is just going to run with whatever Bitcoin's doing. But that is about it. If you guys can do me a favor before you leave, and please like up the stream. We only have 20 likes and we have 50 people in here. Be greatly appreciated. Also, please go and watch the new YouTube video. We've posted it. Hassie's done it. It's episode 5 on how to basically just do support and resistance on the daily level. So it's very important to know how to do that because it helps you basically plan out for the next day. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will share charts where I can as usual. If you can do me a favor, like I said, please just like the stream. It really helps us. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.